For the first half of the 1900s, trains carried people across the country, whether it was for business, to visit family, or returning from war, as so many did. When they saw the clock tower of the Great Northern Station, they knew they were home. Well, the clock tower is the last remnant of those bygone years.
By the 1960s, the golden era of train travel was gone. And if it hadn't been for the efforts of one man, the clock tower would have run out of time.
I thought I failed. For 48 years, I thought I failed. My daughter's the one that convinced me that, Dad, you were the one that saved us, the tower, the clock tower.
Jerry Quinn is a longtime Spokane businessman and a lifelong fan of trains.
People came for 70 years to this location. Presidents, soldiers, wives, children, grandmothers came and gone from that Spokane station. It helped build Spokane into the city that it is today.
He'd only been in Spokane for a few years when plans to clean up downtown were put into motion.
This was a railroad town, and it had a lot of old stuff that was wore out, that was now receding in value.
Jerry was glad to see the heart of Spokane given a new life.
But I was trying to think of what was after Expo. That was my goal, and we did not achieve that.
While Expo organizers saw the World's Fair as a way to get rid of Spokane's past and pave the way to a new future, Jerry saw the Union Pacific Station and the Great Northern Station as part of that future.
The stations had no value unless it was sitting in the park.
He launched an SOS campaign, Save Our Stations.
We got 15,000 signatures for the ballot we put on petition, and the city put $1.5 million levy on top of my proposal for restoration.
Voters sealed the station's fate.
The stations failed to be saved, and the city responded by saying, we'll save the clock tower instead. And I was credited with saving the clock tower, but I wanted the stations because I saw the stations as having a future of events, parties, weddings, ceremonies, activities in this park that was to happen after Expo 74.
Jerry feels if the city hadn't asked for the $1.5 million, there may have been a different outcome.
But that was what I wanted to save in the 3-story configuration. The 1-story configuration we did not put in the ballot because we didn't want them infringing on the couplet and creating any less problem for the idea. I feel good about it 50 years later that the icon of Spokane is the clock tower, the Great Northern Clock Tower.